Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing tonight at MSG. The Knicks escaped with a victory that we won't forget this season, man. This one was crazy. Still catching my breath as the Knicks win by 2 points off a couple of late hustle plays. A steal by DiVincenzo. Brunson found Hart under the bucket with 2 seconds left to get fouled on an and one play. Crazy finish. If we thought the Houston Rockets finish was crazy, this one was something else. Man, let's chop this thing up with the best chat in the biz as the Knicks get the victory. Right, we put this one in the trash, but we're going to give out the grades because we really needed this win. And the Knicks delivered. Josh Hart, critical hustle play. Isaiah Hartenstein, Precious Achiuwa came up with a big time block on Jalen Brunson to also help seal this one at the Garden, man. This one was unbelievable. The Pistons did not want to go away. Quentin Grimes' hive. Quentin Grimes exploded in the fourth with 14 points, right? This one, we needed everything. The Knicks couldn't put the Pistons away, and we're going to talk about why, but we get the victory. That's the most important thing because, man, letting this one slip would have been insane, but thank God we got it done, man. Salute to Josh Hart for his hustle, his heart, his energy. Unbelievable game as well. In terms of the Knicks, it was a collective effort, though. 31 team assists was big, and we needed every single one of them, right? Cade Cunningham cooked tonight as well, as the Knicks defense did suffer. And the Pistons, it was just one of those nights where they just hit timely shot after timely shot as well. We were in mud for a lot of the night as well. We just couldn't get separation, more than 10, 12 points, despite shooting really well from three. The Pistons shot really well from three as well, but we got it done, fam. Critical plays down the stretch. Man, that block from Isaiah Hartenstein changed the game as well. That would have allowed the Pistons to get up. Monty Williams, absolutely furious towards the end. I didn't see a foul. I saw Thompson hesitate, and the big Ragu came for the ball, right? He got the ball. He did make contact with a man, but he got the ball at the same time, right? Let's get ready to give out grades and chop this thing up and look at the road ahead tonight. Salute chat, salute replay squad, Knicks Nation. We're 35-23 on the season. We have the Miami Heat playing tonight as well. There's some other games going down, and we'll look at the standings as the Indiana Pacers lost to the Raptors. That was big. And the Heat about to take on Sacramento as well, as the Knicks just need to keep winning. I don't care how we do it, by hook, by crook. The Knicks just need to keep winning, and we caught a break, right, tonight, right? There's no other way to say it. Daniel Lionheart, Drip Moore, buzzing. Michael Drake, Will Salkin in the building, buzzer beater, salute. Playing down to their level, right? We got to talk about that first and foremost. Look, Pistons are a scrappier team now. I think post-trade deadline. They've been playing a little bit better before that, but yeah, no excuses. The Knicks didn't have the best night offensively. Didn't execute for the whole 4 quarters, despite winning the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third by, a narrow margin. We just couldn't get enough separation. Still shorthanded, of course, but we should have really, took care of this one earlier. But Cade Cunningham, 6'6", his size was definitely, an issue for the Knicks. And obviously, a revenge game for Fournier, for Grimes. They played well. Credit to them. Bogdanovic played solid. He hit some shots. Alec Burks, unfortunately, had some struggles tonight as well, as Quentin Grimes picked his pocket, right, and stole his cookies. But yeah, it's all about just keep winning as Michael Drake is saying in the chat as well, the best chat in the biz, salute. What's buzzing, y'all? As the Knicks win 113 to 111. We always say the positives first. 31 assists, right? Jalen Brunson, big time in terms of the assists tonight. And we're going to give out the grades and the game ball because we did pick up the victory. When it comes down to it, we made the right plays to win this ball game, but it was by the finest of fine margins, man. Talk about with 2 seconds remaining. If we'd never got that ball back, man, I don't know what would have happened. But Hart obviously poked the ball loose as well. I think it was Hart on Fontecchio, which allowed the ball to get loose. Thompson picked it up in transition, but he was near the sideline, and DiVincenzo just said, "That's my ball," right? And that's, what we've been saying, fam, in terms of Steve Kerr with Team USA. He said Hart, he's a player that gets you the 30-70 balls, right? Not even 50-50 balls, but the 30-70 balls, and that included DiVincenzo, right? Tonight, we escaped. That's all I can say, man. Escape from Alcatraz, basically. As we see, man, this huge play here as well, defensively, right? Let's watch that a few times, right? So nice, we have to see it twice. The 2 brick walls, right? Precious Achiuwa, Isaiah Hartenstein prevented that bucket. That was a certain bucket from Duran, right? That was one of the match-winning plays in the final minute of tonight's game. Obviously, with the rebounding, the Knicks won narrowly 52-50. We shot 44% from the field, 38% from 3. But if you look at the Pistons, man, we just couldn't turn the water off when we needed. Quentin Grimes, 14 points in the fourth. They shot 48 and 46% from deep, and 80% from the free throw. Right, 9 steals apiece, both teams. But the Knicks 31 assists to the 25 for the Pistons. They went a little bit isolation as well. But yeah, this was literally swinging on the balance. This could have gone either way. We just had enough guys to make the right plays towards the end, right? Hart couldn't even hit the free throws to seal it, but serendipity is that the ball bounced back to Hart to get fouled once again, right? You can't make this stuff up, right? It was a funky night to begin with. When I first looked at the schedule, I was certain that the Knicks were on the road. My schedule told me that the Knicks were in Detroit tonight, but then I realized, and then someone let me know, that because of the in-season tournament, the Knicks got a make-up game, another home game. So then this is at the Garden, and I thought we should cruise to victory, right? But we started slow. The Knicks did need to rally from behind to take a 4-point lead at the half. After leading by 12 in the first half, it was only a 4-point lead. The Pistons continued to rally off a Cade Cunningham super first half. He's really coming into his own. This Pistons team does look different. They're not the team that won lost 26 in a row. They're playing with more intensity, but they've also got some different players. Obviously, Quentin Grimes, showed his two-way potential. But yeah, pleased with the ball movement, and the fact is that Jalen Brunson was a big part of it. Right. Before we give out the first grade, we have a quick glance at the numbers. 12 assists from Brunson on a 35-point bucket night. 23 points from Josh Hart with 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 offensive boards, and 2 fouls and a turnover and a block and a steal. Hart was unbelievable, though. 41 minutes. We'll talk about the minutes distribution. What did you guys feel about the minutes distribution tonight? Isaiah Hartenstein, pleasing that his minutes are starting to, to come back up as well. We got some schedule strength remaining, courtesy of MSG. The Knicks have the 9th easiest schedule to close the season, so we're going to need that. short-handed. The Knicks do need to just keep winning. It's literally going to be a dogfight out east, especially, with these teams below us. We need to keep fending them off as well as hopefully climb. But that's good to see. Ninth easier schedule to close the season. The easier games, we play Detroit twice, once tonight and one more. We're at San Antonio, at Portland, at the Raptors, and we play Brooklyn at MSG twice as well. So that's some of the easier games. Salute. Some of the tougher games, we're at Boston. We play OKC. We're at Denver, and we're at Cleveland and at Milwaukee as well. But ninth easiest schedule to close the season. Salute. That's good to see. We have some leading scorers by the zone as well. We have Brunson there right under the key, under the bucket. One of the best scorers in that position. Unbelievable for his size. So shout out. OG Anunoby, leading scorer by the corner, the left corner 3. RJ Barrett in the right corner 3 is there as well. So we'll take a look at that a little bit more later tonight as well, fam. As we're all buzzing, man. The chat's popping, and the Knicks really needed this win, man. I couldn't have fathomed a loss tonight. I don't even know what would have been said. But all I know is the Pistons deserve to really, be in this one. They fought hard. They played really well. But the Knicks need to play a little bit better to basically put them away earlier. But look, we are short-handed. Only 4 guys in double digits tonight. Bogdanovic gave us 13 points in his 21 minutes. Alec Burks, 3 of 9 in 14 minutes, but turned the ball over twice as well. As I said, Quentin Grimes picked his pocket. Man. Yep. I think Josh Hart was absolutely outstanding tonight. Basically, I mean, if you consider what he did towards the end, he's going to get the first grade of the night, right? We've got to talk about Hart and helping to close this one out. I mean, without him and helping us get those, 70-30 balls, we don't win this ball game, right? So you got to give him one of the game balls. He'll get an A+ for me. Not the most perfect game, but considering the circumstances, man, we needed this win so badly. This would have really put us back, in that fight, towards the 6th, 5th, 4th spot. But we keep buzzing, right? And like I said earlier at the top of the show, we just got to throw this one in the trash once we're done breaking it down and look ahead, because first ever back-to-back, we do play the New Orleans Pelicans, right? And we're going to need some more contributions for other guys. Salute. Buzzer Beater says we had a lack of size compared to the Pistons, did not box out. Salute. Vaughn says, word, I don't want to hear no more Hart slander. You know what? And I've been saying it, he wins you playoff games, playoff type games down the stretch. But credit to everyone else who made other plays, because, DiVincenzo got the loose ball as well after Hart poked it. Brunson had the headiness to find Hart as well. Free throw disparity, buzzer beater, I thought it was there was a really poor officiated game, and definitely there was some questionable, calls towards the end. But I think the Knicks, especially Brunson, was on the bad end of it. Vaughn A+. We kept it hustling, right? A win is a win, as Buzzer Beater also says. Exactly. You could critique all the things the Knicks need to do better, but you can also recognize that the Pistons played a good game as well. Adam Hurley says, the Pistons are much better now that they realized they've got to stop listening to their coach. Well, they got some better players. I mean, Quentin Grimes, right? He was a piece in that deal, right? He was by no means a throw-in, right? They knew what they were doing when they were trading for Quentin Grimes, you know. So as the Knicks account uploads the final critical plays, we'll get it to you. But yeah, Josh Hart, he gets you the 30-70 balls, right? He just never gives up. Him, DiVincenzo, and Brunson were the best Knicks all game. It's no coincidence. They're the Villanova gang, right? Some of them are two-time NCAA champs, and they bring that winning culture, right? They just never say die. Whereas the Pistons, losing is hard to shake for them. Losing is seeped, ingrained into their franchise as of right now, and they need to, shake that off. And Quentin Grimes nearly helped tonight, with 14 points in the fourth. He did so many things, man. He got stops on Brunson. He hit big threes. He got the steal as well. But we had enough. We had too much for them. Fortunately, in the nick of time, literally with a couple seconds remaining, the Knicks were able to get it done, right? And as I said, this is just a warm up for the playoffs type thing. As here we go. I'm going to bring this up on the big screen, right? As we relive these final moments, fam, as we'll continue to give out the grades. Salute chat, a replay squad, smash that like button. Nick Streets are buzzing. Brunny picks up the ball, right, head up, sees Hart under the bucket, foul and one. Jalen Duran couldn't do nothing, man. He was a step slow for that one. And look at the Garden crowd going crazy. Look at DiVincenzo fly for that loose ball as well. Brunson knows how much time is on the clock. He's not beating around the bush. And we caught a break, right? But we made our own luck tonight as well, right? Is that a foul? I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, we've seen some crazy things towards the end of games, as we know. But DiVincenzo was all the way at the ball. He was hawking the ball there as well. He got it, and Thompson flopped right there, as Fontecchio couldn't get the deflection as well. He was a step too slow on that one, man. We're going to continue to replay that. But you look Hart deserving of this A+. He's caught a lot of heat, throughout the season. There's been ups, there's been downs. One of the best things about Hart tonight was hitting shots as well. He's been hitting some shots since the All-Star break. And he did mention that he's been working on the outside shot. So that's been great, to see that translate. He was 3 of 5 from deep, 8 of 17, right? I mean, Hart taking 17 shots isn't a common theme, but yeah, he's looking more confident out there as well. 8 rebounds, 2 offensive, a steal, a block, 23 big points, right? And we've been mentioning since the last loss against Boston, we needed some more people to help fill it up, just to help Brunson, right? And 3 guys in the 20, 3 guys more than 20. Brunson with 35 was enough to put up 113. But we did it on the defensive side as well, right? And we're going to give out the flowers to Hartenstein and Precious when we get to them. But it's got to be the captain up next. Jalen Brunson got that dish to close it out and find Hart. And we're going to give out Brunson's grade next, right? Give me your grade for Brunson's performance, man. 12 assists and led the team with 31 overall assists on a night where he wasn't really selfish. He wasn't looking for his shot too much. Towards the end, he was definitely trying to get us over the hump. I get it. But the fact is, Brunson was dishing all throughout the game. Right, he gets the gold star for an MVP, All NBA, All Star type performance. 11 of 26 from the field. Little inefficient, but very high volume. No doubt he was tired. Almost 40 minutes. He got fouled a lot, like Buzzerbeater said. A lot of poor calls tonight, and poor non-calls towards the Knicks, and then bad calls on the Pistons. on the Knicks against the Pistons. But yeah, Brunson was 3 of 11 from deep. Was really good in the first half, but then yeah, missed a couple threes in the second half. But 10 of 11 from the free throw is huge to only miss one. And 1 board, 12 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, 35 points on a +3. Jalen Brunson, stand up. Michael Drake says, why grade Brunson every night? CT, his game is an A+. He's an A+ player, but definitely, man, I feel you. We give out the grades accordingly to each game as well. Buzzer beater, A for Brunson. Salute. A+ from Vaughn. Now, as well as Josh Hart making the one of the game-winning plays, so did Jalen Brunson, right, to help find Josh Hart, right. Despite the inefficiency from 3, he's also going to get an A+ for me, because won us the ball game, literally towards the end, despite not having his most perfect game. There's been much better games throughout the season, but what impresses me is Brunson just does whatever is needed on the night. If it's scoring, it's distributing. I mean, 12 assists is huge, with a couple of steals as well. And definitely he could have looked for his shot there towards the end, in that final play. The clock was definitely winding down, but he did the right thing, and he found the open man right under the bucket, man, in a perfect situation. MVP right there, leading us to victory. Salute. 12 assists and the 2 steals. Yep, no doubt about it. We hold him to a higher standard, because this is a common, occurrence. But he continues to show different things, like I said, each night. Now the 3-point shooting was really good in the first half. A lot of them were really deep shots. A couple of them were to really give the momentum back to the Knicks, because the Pistons just kept making runs. You know what I mean? Buzzer says, I still want Brunny to score more until everyone comes back. Yep. So do you want him to look for his shot a little bit more? Maybe cut the assist down and then look for more shots. Brunny was 26 shot attempts tonight. Yeah. I just don't want him to get injured. That could be the season right there. It's hanging on the balance of a Jalen Brunson missing any games. And I just don't want to run him gas too much. I hope Tibbs can cut his minutes down a bit. We need more from Burks, and we need to play Deuce McBride more, which we're going to talk about right now. Miles McBride had 10 minutes, right? I mean, that's not good enough on a night where we need to slow the Pistons down. Once again, another night, another situation where I think Deuce McBride should have played more. What do you guys think? But we salute to our heroes tonight for pulling it out for us, right? For the city. This one was gritty and it wasn't pretty, but we got the dub, fam. 35-23 on the season, 12 games back over 500. We got a big game tomorrow night. We'll be live post-game against the Pelicans. Salute. Smash that like button. The Knicks streets are buzzing. We got the best chat in the biz here, giving out the grades. Next up, let's talk about the big ragu, Donte DiVincenzo. As you see on the screen, another Villanova warrior, another hustle player that'll win you loose balls, but tonight he also rains threes as well. Devo gets a gold star as well. You know what's that for? That's for the most improved player conversation. His production this season with the Knicks has stepped up that much, where I think he deserves to be in the MIP conversation, right? No lies. I think DiVincenzo, right, with bigger usage, he's stepped up and made the most of that, man. Tonight he was 8 of 13 from the field, and 5 of 10 from 3-point land, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, 2 steals, 21 points on -6. Right, big minutes though, and the Pistons made runs throughout the game. Right, close game, really tight game, but from Brunson to Hart all the way to DiVincenzo, those guys are winners. They find a way to win, and that's what matters, fam. But we don't even get close without DiVincenzo's production. 5 of 10 from 3. It just seems to be a daily occurrence. I'm not going to lie. And we kind of come to expect it, but that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate it, because Donte DiVincenzo is big. 8 of 13 from the field, 61% from the big Ragu. So yeah, he's doing big time things since coming to the Mecca. I'm glad he's locked up in a 4-year deal with no options, man. It's 3 more years after this for the man. And quite frankly, he deserves to be paid a little bit more, because he's underpaid, I feel. But I'm not going to complain, because he's signed, sealed, delivered. For us, he's going to win us playoff games. When Voltron, when the Avengers is back, Dragon Ball Z, and everyone's back on this squad, his worth is just going to be magnified, because you can't double Randall, you can't double JB. Otherwise, you're going to have Devo and OG ready to splash the 3, right? And I think we're going to be the most dangerous team come the playoffs, right? Especially with our big men, doing what they're doing, especially protecting the rim. Another reason why Hartenstein and Precious are so valuable is, rim protection is everything. I mean, we don't even get to these plays with these boys, putting up points towards the end, because the Pistons would have wrapped it up with that bucket from Duran, right? But we stopped them, and shout out to them. But for DiVincenzo's grade, right, he's gonna get. He was super efficient, all over the court. He'll get an A+ from me. Big time performance. Yeah, and he's a guy who is built for the playoffs. He definitely is, and he's going to continue to do it. So, shout out once again to DiVincenzo. Deserves more, but he's just having an outstanding season. Defensively, he lacks a little bit when he's going up against some bigger guys. But he's the closest thing to a two-way player, that we have. One of the best in terms of he gets you steals. He sees the pass before the pass. He gets into the lane, and he's disruptive as well. And you just love guys that just leave it all out there. 100%, they leave it all out there on the floor. Vaughn says, I love how the Ragu is not settling for jumpers every look. He's mixing it up. Yeah, I love what you said. Yeah, that's true. He's always got his head up. Unselfish play tonight from the guys. Villanova squad, stand up. 31 assists. That's right. Everyone could look at the final score and say, this one was ugly. We got lucky. But we did the things needed to win the ball game, right? An NBA game is an NBA game. And 31 assists is one of our best, nights for ball movement on the season, as well. Putting aside who we played, so that was big, right? Now, we're going to hit on the next man. He's starting to get his minutes up. And let's talk about Precious Achiuwa. Right, doing big things since coming over in the trade. No, sorry, not Precious. We were going to hit on Isaiah Hartenstein first, right? His minutes are starting to go up. Ever since coming back after All-Star break, he's been more healthy. Here he is, man. He made the critical block, the stop that was needed. You see him there, man. He plays with so much passion and so much fire. Now, Isaiah finished 26 minutes, so he played 21 the other game, and then he played 10 against Philly. So they're slowly starting to go back up, right? And we're going to need him. 2 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw, 8 rebounds, but 4 offensive. Huge. 4 assists from your big man, and 1 steal and a block. The most important block of the night. 1 turnover, 6 points on a +5. That lets you know, fam. 2-point win and a +5 though. So he was an anchor of our D tonight in 26 minutes. Once he gets back up to 36, we're going to be even more formidable, fam. But another day goes by, man. Another night with 4 or 5 offensive boards, and a block, a steal, assists. He can do it all, fam, as well. He's playing like an all-defensive type player. He'll get a gold star as well, right? With the block of the night. Stand up. I'm going to give Isaiah... What do you want to give? I want to hear your grades for Isaiah Hartenstein and what he's doing with us. Right, he was in the plus. Didn't play as much though. Obviously his minutes are going to go back up even more. But 2 of 5 from the field. Hit all of his free throws. 8 boards. 4 of them are offensive. 6 points in just 26 minutes. It's hard not to give him anything more than also an A+, right, for me. I don't know if you can look at the score and think what else could he have done. He did everything. He ticked all the boxes. Really efficient, limited sample, but rebounding, assisting, doing it all on both sides of the floor. Vaughn's gone with the B+. Salute. Daryl says we got lucky tonight. Yeah, we created luck, but we definitely did get lucky. I can't dispute that. Pistons played a good game, and it's definitely going to be a win we might look back on and say, we were really lucky we got that one, and we're glad, especially in the standings. I do feel like it's going to come down to a game or two between, second, third, fourth, fifth, possibly sixth as well. It always is. It always is really tight as well. But I think as we start to get more healthy, right, with OG back, we're going to see another layer of our defense step up. And these are the kind of games where you're going to struggle a bit because you don't have your best stopper. And then they've got Cade. They've got guys that can get loose towards the end. Fontecchio, Jaden Ivey, Thompson. I mean, Detroit's always had talent. They just couldn't pull out wins. They just didn't know how to win and put it all together. But they're starting to look like a team that's going to start winning some ball games. So, and they gave some other teams all that they can handle. So it's not just the Knicks tonight. It's been coming. It's been a common thing, right? So, the Knicks are still short-handed, right? I still got to take that into consideration. Now let's get to the other man, as I mentioned earlier, Mr. Achiuwa, doing big things since coming to the Knicks. Now Precious tonight, he played 33 minutes. Was a little less efficient, 2 of 7. Missed 1 3, but finished again with 11 boards, 4 of them offensive, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 4 points on a +9, team high tonight. Stand up, Precious Achiuwa. Just that energy guy all over the court. His length, his size is really helpful. And I want to give him firstly another shout out for his touch around the basket, because his ability to finish has been pretty solid. I haven't really seen him miss too many bunnies, you know, and he had a really nice under the bucket putback towards the end, a reverse kind of layup as well. So he's been really solid around the bucket. But once again, you know, 4 offensive rebounds helped us win, 11 total, 2 blocks, 2 steals. You know, we're able to win this one on defense towards the end. And look, if Isaiah didn't get that block, Precious may have got to it as well. They both basically went up for it at the same time, you know, too, fam. As we pull this one up now, there we have it. See, both of them with the same intent, right, to not let that ball go in. And that's just a trademark of a winning team. So, for the grade, what do you guys feel for Mr. Precious Achiuwa? He gets the gold star because he's playing also like a most improved candidate with his production that he's bringing here. And little inefficient from the field, but a team high, so I take that into account. +9 tick, 11 boards with 4 offensive tick, 2 steals, 2 blocks. That's you know, insane production from really he's a bench big, but he's playing, you know, big starting minutes for us. So I also take that into consideration. I'm gonna give Chewy an A for his game tonight, right? And what he's doing to help us win. As I said, man, you don't really you forget about a lot of these wins throughout the season towards the end when it becomes money time. But the most important thing is to just keep winning. Do whatever it takes on any night. And we are shorthanded. You know, we're missing a lot of quality players. 3 of our starting front court players, OG, Randall, Mitch. And once again, we're going to be even stronger with these guys back to their regular minutes. But yeah, I do agree. I think Precious deserves to play in the playoffs. You know, his minutes might be quite low, though, as the rotation will no doubt shrink. So yeah, that was the starting 5, man. Still buzzing after what was a frantic finish. You know, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, you know, towards the end. This was just one of those trap games, you know. It was literally the definition of a trap game, but we had enough to finish it off right towards the end. As we have here, Josh Hart's full package of highlights up now available. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He gets our game ball, and player of the game tonight, A+ performance from Josh Hart, right? Stepping up and willing us to victory. Buzzer beater gives Isaiah Hartenstein an A, and Chewy an A as well. Yet we agree. We agree on the Chewy grade. Very, very solid. What do you guys think he should get in the playoffs? How many minutes do you think? Because, you know, it's still a story in terms of how much Mitch can play, when he's going to be able to play. How is his leg going to recover from it with minutes? But yeah, I feel like Precious should at least be good for 8 to 12 minutes. He's proven the doubters wrong. He's been solid. He's not really been Jekyll and Hyde or helter-skelter. He's just been really assured. You know, he's not like no hands, Noel. You know, he's really improved his touch around the basket, you know, as well for me. You know, so that's one of the key improvements for Precious Achiuwa, why he should be in the most improved convo as well. Because, you know, don't forget, since guys went down, we've been winning a lot still, ever since the OG trade. And he's been just giving us valuable minutes along the way, the whole way, you know, so that we move towards the bench now, ladies and gentlemen. Notably, Jericho Sims. I really feel like he gave us really good production tonight. 4 offensive rebounds as well in 20 minutes, right? Bogdanovic, 5 of 11 from the field, right? Pretty solid, 3 of 8, 37.5%. -9 though, so some defensive woes on that side of the floor, which is why Tibbs switched it up. But first guy off the bench, we'll start with this man. We'll start with Jericho Sims, because man, his 4 offensive rebounds were big. The Jericho Jumpman show. Another guy who has been stepping up, but a player who deserves minutes too. I think if he was on the Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Hornets, Portland, a lot of franchises, San Antonio, he could be legitimate. A 25-minute per night backup big, maybe even starting for a rebuilding franchise. So, he's in a situation where we're a winning team and we're trying to go all in. We're contending, but he's still contributing. So that's the ultimate compliment, for a guy like that. He's still young. 20 minutes tonight, 1 of 2 from the field, 6 rebounds, but 4 offensive. Once again, huge. He's got that build, that's just like Jalen Duran, but with hops too. So when that rebound goes up underneath, and Jericho's underneath, right? Good luck, trying to get that board from him. What I liked also, 2 assists as well. He looks comfortable out there too. Another player who's really made strides this season. He's really looking like a player that's matured as well. He's kind of got rid of the over fouling, getting beat backdoor, all that kind of thing as well. So I've seen improvement in his game tonight. Vaughn gone B+ for Jericho show, and Michael Drake also a B+. Salute. And Michael thinks Precious should get 10+ minutes in the playoffs. I gotta agree with you there. I think we'll need his defense, and like we saw tonight, Bogdanovic, I'm cool with him, like him and Precious sharing minutes in terms of how the game is going, because there's going to be games where, and we saw in Philly, man, Bogdanovic is just a flamethrower, and he's going to get you, 20 points and a half, maybe you play him down the stretch. But there's also going to be nights where, let's keep it real, he's not going to have it going, and he's not, a defensive player either. So he's going to be a guy, I think, who might need to sit. We might need, a little bit of extra D to close lineups out, and that's what Precious can do, for us, like we saw tonight. Buzzer beater has gone with the B for Jericho Sims, so I'm going to pull up my grade for him. Also, I'm going to agree with a B for Jumpman Jericho. Really, really solid, and continues to fill in. And since he's become healthy, obviously Taj Gibson became expendable to the advantage of the Knicks, right? So that was good. Taj can hang around next season as a coach, but yeah, thankfully we have a younger body with more hops, more athleticism, right? He can challenge shots around the bucket, as well. So yeah, some of the things that don't show up on the box score is Jericho can, he can deter shots, around the bucket too. Yeah, so solid B for Jericho. Now let's look at Bogdanovic off the bench. Then we'll hit on Miles Deuce McBride. Bogdanovic was a guy who hit some threes. Obviously, we're going to need that. Defensively, I think he can hold his own. Now, the hope is that he doesn't, get killed. Obviously, they're going to look for different matchups in the playoffs. So that's something to watch too. How do teams scheme and beat you in the playoffs? They target mismatches. So that's why I don't think you can overplay Bogey too much. He's 34. You bring him in, hopefully he gets hot. He impacts the game on that side, and then you get him out. But tonight, 5 of 11, 21 minutes, 3 of 8 from deep was solid. 13 points was much needed, obviously, but the -9 was a reflection on the whole squad on the floor. Obviously, not just him, but yeah, he's not the strongest defensive player. We know that. But what I did like, 6 rebounds. So Bogdanovic, more rebounds than DiVincenzo. Same amount of rebounds as Jericho Sims in the same minutes. 2 rebounds less than Hartenstein. And Hart playing less minutes as well. So that's a plus that you're going to get from Bogey as well. Not just hitting shots, but tonight he showcased his ability to rebound the basketball. 6'7", maybe 6'7.5", 6'8", but solid on the boards, right? He can really, he can jump, he can sky, he can get some rebounds for us. Tonight he got 6, right? And he drained a couple threes as well. I really hope Tibbs does play him a little bit more, especially when the offense was struggling early in the game, right? I'm going to give Bogey a B for his performance tonight. What do you guys think? Salute. Vaughan says we absolutely need that lengthy wing to keep this team, make them truly complete. Yeah, no doubt. I think we obviously lost one of our best defenders, Quentin Grimes, but we got one of the best in the league with extra size. But yeah, our defense has just been makeshift since he's been out. Yep. We did definitely grit it out. You can't win ball games the same way every time. It's just going to look different. I think the Knicks were hoping, obviously, just to put Pistons away, but they kept making runs. They kept hitting shots. And you have to look at the Pistons team and say there's talent there. Like, the sum of the parts and the team was losing because they couldn't find ways to get over the hump. But they're definitely playing hard. Duran's a huge piece for the future. Is Cade. Ivy's starting to play better as well. Quentin Grimes really gave him a boost. And let's also think about Malachi Flynn. Fournier hit a couple shots tonight as well. Got a steal on Brunson. So yeah, they played hard tonight. But as a Knicks fan, we see this a lot. We get a team's best garden game a lot of the time. A lot of these teams come into MSG and they don't get that opportunity all the time throughout a season, and they do want to produce. They want to give their best game. At the Mecca as well. So we have to be ready, and as the Knicks, there's a lot of trap games. There really is. We're playing shorthanded. We're really resting a lot on Brunson's shoulders with Devo as well, which is why I want us to play this man a lot more, right? But yeah, Brunson's the MVP. He continues to produce for us, 35, 12, and 2, right? And it just seemed like an average night as well. Right, I'm not sitting here raving about Brunson. He helped us win the ball game, but that just speaks to the consistency, of the man. There's just zero quit in this team. They just find ways, right? But the Pistons will get there. They'll start to win some ball games. But they are giving a lot of teams more trouble recently. So. And obviously, as we know as Knicks fans, man, I love Quentin Grimes. He is just such a great pickup for them. And he's going to fit really nicely with their culture as well. So yeah, everyone was like, why didn't the Pistons get a first-round draft pick for giving up Bogey and Burks? Well, now we see why. We've seen a little bit of we've seen underwhelming play from Burks, and we're going to talk about him next. We've seen some decent play from Bogdanovic tonight, solid, 6 boards, hit some threes. But but he's 34, right? He's an expiring salary that we're going to flip anyway for the next big dog. So, yeah, you see why the Pistons didn't get a first-round pick. They got Quentin Grimes in the deal, Malachi Flynn, of course, and France's finest, Evan Fournier, as well. So, yeah, I think the trade could work out well for both teams, just like the Raptors trade as well. So let's hit on Miles McBride. As I said earlier, I want him to play more. Without OG, without Grimes, he's our best perimeter defender right now, who's available, and he needs to play more. So yeah, I think Miles McBride, 1 of 2, missed his 3, popped a nice mid-range. The mid-range looks solid, but 2 points -1. Really small sample. So what do you guys think? Buzzer Beater wants to give Deuce a B. Salute. He never loses you a ball game. He's definitely usually a plus in terms of his minutes. Tonight was pretty neutral, -1, but hit his mid-range. Yeah, I want to see him play more. He's out there for defense and defensive purposes. Especially with lineups with Bogey, with Hart, with Alec Burks. I want to see Deuce play with them more. Obviously, when Brunson's on the court, you don't really need Deuce as much. DiVincenzo plays pretty solid defense. Hart's also out there in the starting 5. But when you got Bogey, lineups with him out there, Burks, we need Deuce to help fortify the perimeter D. So limited sample, but my grade for Deuce, I'm gonna keep it at. Actually, I will just adjust that, right. A little bit less of a sample, but solid when he's out there. B- for me. For Miles Deuce McBride. Another guy who is going to be a player who might miss minutes when everyone's back and the playoffs begin. Does Tibbs go down to an Alec Burks point guard rotation off the bench and cut the rotation down to 8 or 9? That's going to be fascinating. But one thing I do know about Tibbs is he loves Deuce. He trusted him in the playoffs against the Heat in round 2. So, yeah, I won't be surprised if Tibbs still fits Deuce McBride out there. 6 minutes, maybe 8. We know Brunson's going to play 40. Let's keep it real. When the playoffs begin, Brunson's going to be playing 40. And maybe that's why Tibbs is sort of, another reason why he's ramping, where he's keeping Brunson's minutes high, right? He's basically preparing him for playing those minutes anyway. When the playoffs begin, I'll be shocked if Brunson's below 40, fam. Maybe 42, maybe even 45, fam. Because another thing, when Julius Randle is back, when Julius is out there, he handles the ball a lot. And remember, Tibbs was stagnating Brunson and Randle on the floor, at the same time when one of them was off the court. So maybe that's how we sustain it in the playoffs, fam, so that the other team doesn't make those runs. I think that's going to be critical. What do you guys think? A lot's been made about Burks, Deuce, who's going to get those backup minutes. But if we think about it, he might keep DiVincenzo out there and stagnate him with the bench with Julius when Brunson's off the court. Brunson and OG. And it's just another guy who can handle the ball a little bit, I think. And Deuce can sort of play off ball a little bit. As Buzzer Beater's been saying a lot, Miles McBride is more of his game is more of a shooting guard, in a small point guard's body. But he's been making improvements, but that's not his biggest strength, as we know, is setting the offense, right? It's playing off ball and it's playing great defense, picking guys up, right? Now, with that said, we're going to hit on Alec Burks, right? It was the revenge night, right? It was former Nick crime on former Pistons crime. You know, yeah, it was just a crazy game, man. Not for good reasons, but yeah, this won't be a game I'll forget. It was just one of those games where, you get that cardiac Nick game at least one in every five. Um, tonight just had it in the building. The air was there with Grimes coming in, Fournier, Malachi Flynn. You know they wanted to produce, but you also know that these guys wanted to produce, right? Bogey did. Bogey was pretty solid. Alec Burks started the game well, but then he had a couple follies, 2 turnovers. He was a +8, right? +8 in the 14 minutes, so we take that into account. But also, it was a product of the lineups. He was 3 of 9, 1 of 3 from deep, 1 rebound, an assist, and a steal. Right. So this tonight wasn't one of Burks' worst performances with the Knicks. It was something we want to see a whole lot better, but it wasn't the worst. But really, to make the trade a real plus, Bogdanovic is going to have to be a real contributor because, Burks just hasn't quite really hit the ground running. But as I said, I'm going to give it 8 to 10 games, and we're going to do a bit more of an evaluation on this trade, fam. But he had a nice and one, and like I said, I like the steal, I like the assist tonight. What are you guys thinking? Buzzer's gone with the C+ for Burks. Yep, so you're giving him a little bit more slack tonight. Did a couple good things, got the and one, hit a couple more shots at least early. 14 minutes. Again, I think that's going to be about right in the playoffs as we get closer. I don't really see him playing more than that. Michael says CT Burks needs Jim Tibbs time. Yeah, the one distressing part of Burks' game, he was taken off the dribble by Malachi Flynn. That's no shot at Malachi Flynn, but I mean we need Burks to be solid in that area. Just don't get lit up, right? And look, even if Burks ain't really raining shots and he ain't swishing all the time, he has to be better defensively. Because the bench, with Bogey out there, with him out there, we're going to need some more defense. So obviously he's out there for his offense, but we still need him to be solid defensively. Vaughn's gone with the C+, and Buzzer says Burks hit that tough banker. Yeah, that was a good one. Also, he had basically an MJ Burks move, where he palmed the ball high and went up. I think that might be the play you're referring to, actually, where he went up high, one arm high banker straight in as well. So as we know, he's got skills. Hopefully, this is a step in the right direction for Alec Burks. So the fact is, he was a team high in the plus-minus. Hit a couple decent shots. C+ for me for Alec Burks tonight. Yep, which is still one of his better performances. Hopefully he really strings together some good games at the Mecca, because Burks does play really well at MSG. I remember, man, he almost won that. Remember Game 2 against Atlanta in the playoffs 2 years ago? Alec Burks almost won us the ball game. So he can get hot. There's no doubt about it. We're just waiting to see. We're waiting to see a little bit more in that area for Alec Burks. But we saw basically the former players try to get revenge, right? We've hit on everyone. Now it's the officials. What is your grade fam, for the officials. I'm going to leave it up to you, right? The average grade in the chat is going to be the officials' grade tonight, right? What do you guys think for these officials? Yeah, that was the Statue of Liberty layup. Yep, absolutely, yes, sir. Yeah, that was a nice move. Yeah, he's got some quickness. In the words of Clyde, he's got feline quickness. He does run into trouble though when he's in traffic. Too. I like the pull up. I like Burks' best skill is a dribble, is a pull up off the dribble. I mean, as I said, there's going to be some Burks games, right? Sometimes he's going to go 3 of 3 from deep in the space of 4 minutes, time out other team, and he helps us with Brunson off the court, right? And the starters come back and we run away with the victory. So yeah, that's Burks' role, man. 32 years of age. Hopefully he's just efficient, and defends better as well. But look, really positive signs from Bogdanovic for me. I mean, I know some people have even been critical of Bogdanovic. My expectations aren't super high, but I think he's going to be a winning player for us. 5 of 11 tonight, 3 of 8 from deep, 6 boards. So yeah, he looks like a guy who ain't shook. He gets after it. Of course, he's been around the block. He's only missed the playoffs once. He's played in these hotbed FIBA environment games. He's played playoffs. I think Bogdanovic is going to be a guy for the playoffs. That's going to obviously swish a couple of corner shots. Help Randall Brunson out. Right now for the officials, man. Okay, first grade, Buzzer's gone with a C. Michael's gone with a D minus. For the officials, Vaughn says they were decent. They were calling phantom fouls tonight. Refs get a B minus. So we got a B minus, a D minus, and a C for the officials. Any other thing that stands out to you that maybe backs up the case? Look, the first thing I've got to say is I'm glad they didn't call a foul on Thompson, on this play right here, fam. Because, Lord knows we've been dealing with some tough blows late in these scenarios with the great Houston robbery, right? So, I mean, it's a tough angle, but I when I saw it live, I don't think Devo fouled him. He was going for the ball, got the ball first, body secondary. So yeah, great play. I mean, Monty Williams doesn't even have a good look. Monty Williams is on the other side of the court, so I don't know how he can be screaming foul straight away as well. But I'm glad, the refs didn't call a foul on that one, but they were inconsistent once again. Tibbs, they called us for a delay of game, right? Delay of game for Josh Hart not having his jersey tucked in, man. I never seen that this season, so that's crazy. And then Brunson was getting hit. He was getting a little frustrated. This could have got out of hand tonight. Yes, sir. Vaughn says good D. The ball was live. Yep. Buzzer says I hope Burks and Bojan hit their strides before the playoffs. The good thing is, man, there's still 20. What are we at now? 24 games left. So really solid. We played 3 games since All-Star. We played Philly, we played Boston, we played the Celtics, tonight. So as we bring the standings up, and I'm about to give the officials the overall grade, but the Pelicans back at the Mecca, the Warriors at the Mecca as well. As I bring up the ease of schedule once again, we can talk about that. The 9th easiest schedule in the NBA. I think something like the next couple in a row are against teams at home. So that's really good. Detroit one more time, the Spurs, the Blazers, the Raptors, Brooklyn twice. Let's stack up these wins. Fam, keep it buzzing. right? Smashing that like button. Michael says CET, the refs missed a lot of those calls. That's why D minus. Yeah, like Tibbs is preaching, man. I want consistency, but you're never going to get it. You know why? Because there's just different refs every night. One guy's interpretation of something is different to another guy's, and the problem is you see frustration from coaches, players, all of that. Nothing should surprise these players, and that's what lets me know that the officials aren't doing a good job. Because if everything was called the same, these players can't complain that, oh, I didn't know, and that shouldn't have been that. If it's called the same thing all the time, then the players can get used to the playing style. We heard Wally and Han talk about it tonight, that the play's starting to get a little bit more physical, maybe in readiness for the playoffs. So I'm gonna go C for the officials tonight, right? C. Obviously, the play that made the most impact was that final play as well. They let it go. I think that was the right call. And once again, maybe we only got that call because we were at MSG. I mean, Houston was the great Houston robbery. If this thing was at Detroit, maybe maybe they don't want the malice in the palace all over again, and they call a foul on the Knicks. If this was in Detroit, but we caught a break, which is good. So yeah, man, courtesy of MSG, appreciate this statistic, this graphic. 9th easiest in the NBA. So that's what we need. Lord knows we need a couple breaks, and we need to capitalize on these easier games coming up, fam. Now, in terms of the tougher games versus OKC, that's at home, so I could see us still beating OKC. Denver, we beat Denver already. Obviously, it's going to be tough at altitude in the Rockies. At Cleveland, man, that is going to be a playoff preview at Cleveland. That's going to be huge, right? Maybe Mitchell Robinson's back by then to give them nightmares all over again. At Milwaukee is interesting too. We have a chance to catch them on the schedule, fam. That's going to be something to look out for as well. As I'm about to pull up the standings, we have the Heat in action. The Heat at halftime are up 65-62 over the Kings in Sacramento. So it'll be good for the Heat to take a loss. We'll see if Sacramento can come back. But positive, Indiana lost tonight in Indiana. Our former Knicks on the Raptors balled out. Right. And I'm going to bring this thing up on the screen right now. And I will chop this up. And also look at the standings, confirm how much cushion the Knicks have. But yeah, Raptors 130 to the Pacers 122. Big time performance from the Raps. Doing the Knicks a good favor there as well. We win, the Pacers lose. We want to keep that. Going. So. Okay, this thing's bugging a little bit. Trying to get this thing up. Yep, here we go. RJ Barrett, Bully Barrett, stand up. 11 of 16. 68%, 69% from the field. 66% from three. Barrett Hive, stand up. 5 assists. 24 points on a plus 13 as well. Gave Indiana the business. That was great. What did we see from Quickly? 8 of 16. 3 of 7 from deep. 42%. IQ flamethrower night as well. 2 of the Raptors' best players. 19 points on a plus 15 team high. Emmanuel quickly learning the ropes as a starting point guard. Signature win from the Raptors, right? Outshining Scotty Barnes, basically. So they're forming a big part of the Raps core. Yeah. So yeah, great win. And then the Heat, we see, obviously we'll check that later, and we'll see what's happening. Hopefully the Kings at home, maybe they come home with a flurry, and the Brooklyn Nets get a win over the depleted Grizz too. Now the standings is what we want to see. Here we go. As the Knicks go 35-23, we keep that 12 games over cushion, 500, and we remain in striking distance of the Bucks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. As I said, we play the Cavs. It's just a 3-point game, 3 games between the two teams. 2 games between the Knicks and the Bucks. A game and a half on Philly as well. So we control home court still, 4th seed. We control our destiny. I can't be mad if the Knicks finish anywhere 4th or above. That's job done. That's, objective achieved. Obviously, I want to finish as high as possible, but keeping into perspective all the injuries we've dealt with, and the schedule that's been tough for the Knicks, to finish with home court advantage in the first round. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. Right? Obviously, we want to get 3rd though, so that means we avoid Boston. In the second round. We obviously want to face Boston when we're fully healthy. We're going to face them one more time in Boston as well. And no play-in. Yeah, I'm not expecting any play-in, as Buzzer Beater says, 2nd or 3rd seed. Yeah, we need it. Look, Cavs is going to be harder, but I think the Bucks can be caught 100%. And we still play the Bucks too one more time at Milwaukee. I think, according to this graphic, MSG at Milwaukee, one of the tougher games as well. We know that's going to be chippy, fam, because they don't want the Knicks to beat them, because that's going to mean that the gap closes, or the Knicks will overtake the Bucks as well. As I keep saying, fam, I'm not worried about Philly. Right, even if we lost a couple games, in the long haul, I think Philly will continue to be up and down without Joel Embiid. I haven't checked their schedule, but it's going to be tough for Philly, because Buddy Hield, Tyrese Maxey, they're even more weaker than we are right now in terms of scoring, and they're going to lose a lot of games still. So if I'm the Pacers, I got high hopes that I can catch Philly. Philly might fall out of the play-in if the Heat and the Magic get it going, fam. Also, the Chicago Bulls have started winning some ball games, so they made the decision not to blow things up. They're in 9th, man. They could upset the Magic. Kobe White's playing like a most improved. They've still got DeRozan. They've still got Caruso. And then the Hawks will probably get that last play-in spot, but get eliminated in the first game as well. Trae Young. 100% we can fall if we're not careful. That's why tonight, man, was so important, right? By hook or by crook, we just needed to win this game, right? I didn't care if it was by 1 point. We just needed to avoid this loss. That's what we did. Now, obviously, there's some concerns. Like, we know we're vulnerable without our 3 front court players available. But the Pistons have length. They got speed, as we saw tonight. Thankfully, Hart and the guys stepped up, right, to take this game. Now, preview for tomorrow night. Home to New Orleans. Zion comes into the building. The Pelicans, man, what is their schedule recently? What's their form? So the Pelicans are 7-3. Pelicans are 7-3 in their last 10. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. How do they look away from home, though? The keys to tomorrow night's game for me is to slowing down, you heard it, of course, Zion Williamson. I think Precious Achiuwa is going to get that assignment. He's got the length to contest Zion. Obviously, Zion's got the size, the weight, the physicality. We're going to need Isaiah to play more. Hopefully, he's not on a bigger minutes restriction. We know it's a back-to-back, right? Maybe Jericho Sims is going to have to be a guy to step up as well. Because outside of that, man, front court players, we're running thin. Hart's too undersized, for Zion. And Bogdanovic is going to be barbecue chicken for Zion. So, yeah, man, I'm looking at Precious to take that assignment with help from Isaiah, help on the double. We see what else is going to happen, man. Hart's probably going to guard Brandon Ingram. He's going to be a little bit undersized. But yeah, obviously we're going to need the offense from our backcourt of DiVincenzo and Brunny as well. Yeah, Michael, well, we just got to get past the Bucks and the Celtics in the playoffs, really. I think the Cavs is going to be around until the playoffs, and then they're going to run into some trouble. But yeah, man, OG Anunoby. There was some talk online, fam, about OG not being on the bench tonight. So I'm not going to overreact. Maybe something was going down, maybe getting treatment. But yeah, Julius and Mitchell Robinson were on the bench tonight, which was good to see as well. So that was a good thing to see Julius cool, calm on the bench. Mitch on the bench as well. OG not on the bench tonight. However, I think he's going to be back real soon. And as Buzzer Beater says, man, OG's top 3 most important players, I think, for me. Right. Top 3 most important players, especially in the playoffs. It's about neutralizing the other team's star. And that's going to be something we're really going to need. Because, as I said, they're going to go at certain guys. They're going to try to go at Bogdanovic. They're going to go at DiVincenzo. They're going to go at Randall. But yeah, we got the help. We've got Isaiah. We've got Precious. We've got OG. We've got Deuce. DiVincenzo's a good help defender. Hart, obviously, is solid. But yeah, I think the Pels will be desperate. Buzzer saying the Pels are fighting to stay out of the play-in as well. Yeah, 7-3 goes to show you how deep the West is, fam. I think for them to be 7-3 and fighting for the to be out of the play-in, it's tough. The Suns are starting to make a run too, fam. But look, despite the injuries, man, I'm still a little bit anxious about it. However, for the Knicks to be in 4th, it's just been such a successful season. We just want to see it end well, in the best way possible. And that's the Knicks get healthy and have our best chance to get that 3rd seed, 2nd seed, and set ourselves up for a deep playoff run, right? We should get news real soon about, Julius's evaluation or re-evaluation. He's starting to put up shots now. He's getting close, I'm feeling it. OG Anunoby is really close, it's been weeks since that elbow surgery. So hopefully he's, in practice putting up shots, as well. And getting that work in, and ready to make a huge impact. As we all know, man, he's super, super important, right, for us and our chances. So as we get ready to wrap this thing up, man, cardiac Knicks finish, but the squad showed up late when it was needed. to get this victory, right? And we know we got guys that can close it out, right? We got some closers. That's the difference with this current Knicks squad, man. They never give up, never say die. Attitude, right? They rep for the city. And tonight we take this win, we throw it in the trash right now, and it's New Orleans up, right? If we can pick up a back-to-back win tomorrow night, is going to be absolutely big, right? With Golden State coming in on Thursday as well. But as we chopped up, we got some positive news on the schedule to finish the season, man. Brooklyn twice, Raptors, Portland, Spurs, Detroit once again. We got some more easier games as well, and some of these tougher games are very winnable. But let's get our troops back, right? And I appreciate everyone for joining us. Great show, great chat, conversation. Relive the highlights, get a good night's sleep. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, and soak it up, fam. The Knicks are buzzing, smashing that like button. Guys are coming back real soon, sitting on the bench, and hopefully we get them back for the big matchups that are coming tonight. Is the Knicks still rocking in the 4th seed, just a couple games out of 2nd and 3rd, right? No better time to be a Knicks fan. Salute Knicks Nation, right? Maybe we'll get some news on the buyout front as March 1st is approaching real quick. 5 more days. No, February is a short month. 3 more days until the buyout market final settles, and the Knicks still have a few spots, right? If they don't retain Jeffries or Toppin, right? Let's see. Peace, health, happiness, blessings. Salute Knicks Nation. Let's get another dub tomorrow night. Peace.